welcome to the Buck Stops Here Weekend Edition. I'm Ankita Mukherjee. As ceasefire violations by Pakistan on the international border and line of control in Jammu and Kashmir increase sharply, we bring you a special ground report from Samba tonight, where villagers are fleeing their homes to escape the shelling and firing. And more provocation from Pakistan. Just ahead of his meeting with President Obama, Pakistan's Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif says US intervention could play a role in resolving the Kashmir issue. On the show tonight, an exclusive interview with Foreign Minister Salman Khurshid on the road ahead for India and Pakistan. For the last 3 days and nights, Indian forward posts as well as villages along the international border and the line of control have seen heavy firing and shelling. NDTV's Zafar Iqbal reports from the Samba sector, where entire villages have been deserted by people fleeing. India has said it will assess the situation arising out of that sharp increase in ceasefire violations, but for the time being, it will leave it to the two Directors General of Military Operations who have been tasked to restore peace.
I'm at the international border, right at the zero line in Gallar. This is the border fence, and beyond this fence is Pakistan. The last few days have witnessed major ceasefire violations in this sector and in the neighboring sectors. There have been intense shelling and firing, and in fact some of the shells have landed in villages and the houses of the local residents here. There have been some attempts for infiltration as well. In fact, one infiltrator was killed in Samba and another one was arrested. BSF says it foiled multiple infiltration bids at the international border. I'm inside a bunker at the international border right now. These BSF Jawans are standing guard almost 24 hours these days. There have been a spate of ceasefire violations. On the other side, they are almost eye-to-eye contact with the Pakistani Rangers. But it's the people living in the village along the international border who are bearing the brunt of the incessant shelling. I'm in the Suchetgarh village in the Samba sector, right on the international border, in the house of Balwinder Kumar. This house was in fact the target a couple of days ago of Pakistani shells and rockets that landed here. This is the place where those shells landed. You can see the damage. In fact, this whole house is bullet riddled. Balwinder is showing us the remains of the rocket that landed on his house.
गोलाबारी शुरू कर दिया फेंकने के लिए। आज 3 दिन हो गया ये। हम घर बार छोड़ के पीछे भाग गए ये। 3 दिन हो गया। सारा इधर परिवार सब भी निकल गया इधर से ये।
I am in the community center of Samba. Here 65 families from different border villages have come and they are camping here.
सर हमने फैसला किया जब तक फायरिंग बंद नहीं होगी हम वापस नहीं जाएंगे। प्रशासन हमारी बिल्कुल सुध नहीं ले रहा है। परसों जो फायरिंग हुई वो तो इतनी जबरदस्त हुई हद से ज्यादा। जैसे बरसात की तरह गोलियां बरसती हैं ऐसे गोलियां बरसी। बड़े बड़े शल दागे गए, लोगों के मकानों पे गिरे, लोगों के खेतों पे गिरे, लोगों के फसलें बिल्कुल काटने को जा ही नहीं रहे क्योंकि वहाँ सेल पड़े हुए।
And that's the biggest worry. Unless the area is cleared and these villagers are reassured, their lives will not return to normal. In Samba with Darshan Kumar, Zafar Iqbal for NDTV.
Well, joining us now on the Buck Stops Here Weekend Edition is the Union Minister for External Affairs, Salman Khurshid. Thank you for speaking to us, Mr. Khurshid. How is the government responding to the Pakistan Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif saying that US intervention will resolve the Kashmir issue?
Well, I think this is something on which, frankly, we don't need to lose our sleep. We have more than once, very categorically, and now this is, I think, very clearly accepted by the world that there is no way in which India will accept any intervention in an issue that is entirely accepted in the similar agreement as a bilateral issue between India and Pakistan. As far as Kashmir is concerned, I think that there is no gainsaying that Kashmir is part of India. It's an integral part of India, Jammu and Kashmir. And I don't think that this is an issue on which anyone should even try to raise a question. This is a part of the idea of India, the definition of India, and we cherish and value Jammu and Kashmir as an integral part of our country.